Hi guys, this is Thunder E from Booredatwork and welcome to our lightning review of the Samsung Galaxy Pro 12.2. This was released early in the year, and the reason why we're doing lightning reviews is because we just got it. It's one of those tablets that we really wanted to check out, and we figured, let's show you. So right now the current pricing is around $759 or so for this device. It's an expensive tablet in terms of pure tablets, but it's compact with a lot of features. Now the Note Pro 12.2 does come with the S Pen here, and you can see the size of the S Pen fits on the side of your device. So let's take a look at it. It's got a 12-inch display. The display actually is 2560 by 1600. So it's a very sharp display, front-facing camera. You do have, of course, your home button, your multitasking, your back button. Now we flip the device around to the side, as I see the rest of my case there. You have side speakers. So on each side there's speakers on the side, a headphone jack. At the very top of the device you do have a power button, you have a volume rocker, you have that's an IR blaster, and this is where your S Pen docks into, right there. Another speaker grill, micro SD, and then you do have your USB 3.0 charging port. Now the rear, you have an 8 megapixel camera, and you see it's got that faux leather feel to the back here, which is nice. Now this thing comes with Wi-Fi, AC, and also Bluetooth 4.0. So let's go ahead and turn this device on to see. So of course we have Ben Affleck as Batman in here. I'm looking at some stocks, and this is running the latest version of Android. You can see I'm going to use the S Pen to navigate around this. Very smooth experience. It's got a quad-core processor in here, Snapdragon 800. You've got enough RAM in here, of course, on this device. It handles very, very well. Now, one thing about this is that you've got your home screens, which is 1, 2, and you've got that magazine UI template. This is kind of like their multitasking template, if you will. Not in a sense. I would say it's part of the whole magazine UI, where you have your calendar, your sports, your emails. You can have everything all on one screen, and then of course you have another screen for your news, information, social media output, and then you're back to your home screen here again. Now if we scroll down from the top, we do have your notification bar, and we can go into our settings here and take a look at what we have for settings. So you have your accounts and general control, then you have controls here, you have your devices. Actually, let me turn down the brightness here so you guys can see that clearly. I do apologize for that. There we go. So that should a little bit more would help. So okay, there you go. You can see controls, device, connections, so on and so forth, and of course general. So this allows you to, of course, use your system as much as possible. Now if we go into general, we can scroll through to about device, and you can see this is running Android 4.4.2, so it's running KitKat, the latest version of KitKat of Android that you expect on the device. Now in terms of storage, this is a 32GB version, so you have 32GB of device memory storage. Available right now is 20.4. You do have power save modes. You have things that apply to most Samsung's devices. So you've got the multi-window ability, which has been turned on or off, so I can actually turn on multi-window, which allows you to view contents in different windows, and actually we'll select that. Okay, and then you can see the multi-window application, which allows me to open up an application in multiple windows. I can select them, so I've opened up say my files in one window, and then I can go ahead and open up Chrome in another window, and I have basically multiple windows I can navigate with and use concurrently on my device. So it's giving you some of that multitasking experience. You can see I went to go download the Batman image, and I can switch over back here. I can maximize this if I want to, or I can of course go ahead and minimize it to more options, display, scan, things like that. And so you get the general idea, and it works fairly well. It feels a little buggy sometimes for me, but it still works fairly well in there. And then of course you see that multi-window icon, which can float around anywhere you want to, and it's a pretty much easy process of opening up multi-window just from the side. So you can swipe from the side and open up whichever application you could choose. Now you've got watch an application for your IR blaster, which is nice. Now it's got a very good battery, it lasts super long, but one thing about this tablet that it kind of is interesting is that it feels a little heavy, and feels a little weighted on this. So it's one of those things that it's not as light as you would think, and it's got more weight, which is fine, but at the size of 12.2 inches, you really want it to feel a little lighter in the hands. So that's something that a lot of users should, would take notes here with this tablet. Now the other thing, of course, is about functionality, and I wanted to show this in this lightning review just because I wasn't going to do a separate review for this. Now with most devices like this, you want to get a separate keyboard, and here's a Logitech keyboard that I actually have used with this device, and it works out very well. It's easy to basically slide and pop your device in all the way through. You're just gonna hear it snap on all sides, and then there you have it. And then you can basically mount your keyboard and connect it via Bluetooth, and use your keyboard in whichever form or fashion. This gives you the ability to go ahead and type on here if you choose, and also have a reading mode with it and actually bring it down to a much lower frame of mind. The keyboard does add weight to it, and it's priced about $129, but it's something that if you want an added aspect to your device overall, I think most people would generally like to see that, and will definitely want to use that. So overall, the 12.2 as a tablet is a little bit too priced for me. It's not one I would recommend for a lot of people, just because at its price range, it's almost as, you basically can get either a laptop or even say something like a Surface in there. The pricing just doesn't really fit the function for me in terms of what this tablet does, because it's an Android tablet. But still, in terms of build quality and functionality, I think they've done a very good job. It has a small niche, and there are people who definitely would like this, but for me, this is not something I would fully recommend because of the pricing, and also because of its functionality at its size. So that is something to take note. But overall, I still think I do like the design. I like what Samsung has done with the tablet in terms of styling, in terms of use, and how it's added extra functionality, especially the multitasking that Android really doesn't bring to the table. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to all our pages on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. It's all Booredatwork with 2 O's. So it's Thunder E saying thank you, and always enjoy entertainment.